That's so cool.
Hey, you're live now.
Hi.
All right, guys. When you travel, I need to know how do you find what restaurant or where to go out and eat? Right.
Right.
It's a big thing.
You're going to be in town in another city for a couple of nights. Where do you go to eat? Do you just hang out at the restaurant or at the hotel, or do you like venture out? How do you even know where to look? So we've done this a lot.
Like 120 nights a year.
A lot.
180
we
nights
do
a year.
it a lot. It's like part of what we do. So
and we're foodies. We're total foodies.
We are.
So we've
got some tips.
Got some tips.
Got some tips on ways to find great and resources, basically, to find great restaurants.
Number one, what is the town known for? I know.
So what do you mean by that?
Well, if you're coming to Philly, what's Philly known for?
Cheesesteaks.
Chicago.
Deep dish pizza. Or those hot dogs.
And hot dogs.
Really
and beef sandwiches.
Mm.
You know, you go to San Diego.
Sourdough bread.
Fish tacos. No, San Diego's in San Francisco.
Oh, San Diego. I'm sorry.
San Diego is fish tacos.
I meant fish tacos in San Diego, and of course, I was thinking San Francisco with sourdough bread.
So there's a there's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Go to the tourist trap. Just try it once. Go there for lunch. Don't go there for dinner. Go there for lunch to the tourist trap.
Yeah.
You're going to Philly.
It's good. You can always
go to Philly, Pat's and Gino's. You ask any local. That's not the place to go.
That's not where we go for cheesesteaks.
That's not where we go for cheesesteaks.
Too far.
But not only that,
they're nothing.
They're okay, and it's a fun touristy thing to do. It's exciting. It's cool to be there.
Once.
We were in Chicago. They had whatever hot dog stand was super famous.
I can't remember the name. It was like, this is the quintessential hot dog Chicago.
It was red and white tile inside, and chili.
It was messy, and he then got it on our coat. Remember?
Yeah, it was fun. San Francisco, where did we go for sourdough bread?
We went to the famous, is it, I'm going to say it wrong, Bowden or Bowden.
Bowden, something like that, by the wharf.
But yeah, it's right down in Fisherman's
Wharf. And I learned something.
Fisherman's Wharf is tourist trap, totally, but you know what? It's got a great vibe to it and some great restaurants, and the restaurants that have been there forever are still there for a reason. So
I learned something about that place at that time.
What did you learn? That you don't like sourdough bread? I was like, no, you have to have the right sourdough bread. Obviously, I need to take you to the original sourdough bread place. He still didn't like it.
It was funny. Our bartender was from Philly.
Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, Jersey or something.
Jersey or something.
It was funny. It was funny because you said you wanted water, and she was like, "What?" I'm like, "Oh, water." I'm like, "Oh, right."
I got problems with that.
Yeah, from Philly. Anyway, that was funny.
Yeah,
I mean, what
Boston. What do you get in Boston?
You get New England clam chowder, and it's really good.
And where would you go for? Oh, I know where we went. Where'd you go for
we went to the Omni Parker House when we were there, and just a couple of months ago.
It was good.
Let me tell you, that clam chowder was rock star.
I will say this though.
Yeah.
The clam chowder in Fort Lauderdale at 15th Street Fisher.
15th Street Fisher is
and they're both very good.
They're very thick, creamy.
Your spoon stands in it.
Yeah, I mean it's almost like an egg. So when you go to St. Louis, you get a concrete, and that's an experience.
And what else do you get from St. Louis that you don't get here? You get two other things from St. Louis.
Provel cheese,
which is put on.
Pizza that's cut in squares, the way it's supposed to be done.
How much pizza do you have? How do you know how much pizza you're eating?
So good.
These little freaking squares. It's like nachos.
Square.
Oh, yeah, nachos. And they also and in conjunction with that, and an Italian place, a lot of Italians in St. Louis, they have the fried ravioli.
Oh yeah.
And where do you go for it?
Well,
I mean, where do the tourists go?
All right. Well, Charlie Gito's on the hill.
No, but where do you?
All right. Well, then you would go to
that
pizza place? Oh shoot.
Oh, everybody goes there anyway. Even on Ben Guy Fieri's going there or something like that. Izzo's or something like that. Is it called? Oh, terrible. Jesus. Emo's.
Thank you. Emo's Pizza.
Emo's. Not related to Elmo.
No.
Anyway.
What are you talking about? Anyway, no, they really, and actually their fried ravioli is really good, and their pizza's really good. Get the sausage.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Our number 2 tip.
So start with the tourist trap. Just get it out of the way. Say, okay, now I've experienced the sourdough bread of San Francisco, the cheesesteak of Philadelphia, the clam chowder of New England.
We had New York style pizza last week in New York City, and it was phenomenal. Yeah, it was really good.
And it wasn't a tourist trap at all,
No.
by any stretch. That was a neighborhood place.
No, but it was still.
So the next thing you would do, if you just have no idea.
Wait,
where to
over
go-
blanketing first of all. Blanket thing.
Okay.
Do a little research online. Don't
It's
Yelp.
not that hard.
I will tell you, Yelp in Philly sucks. Yelp in other towns is really good. Yelp in Philly, it seems like the people who
So
fuel
if
the
you
reviews.
don't know if Yelp is good or not in the city where you're heading, what would be the next thing you
I would look
tell
at
them to do?
I would look at Google reviews. I look at places like.
So does Food Network have? So we watch a lot of Food Network when we're making dinner, eating dinner, and somebody like Andrew Zimmern will say, "Hey, I'm going to Pittsburgh," and we're like, "Oh, well, we want to see what restaurants are good in Pittsburgh because my daughter lives there." So we'll pay attention and we'll look up the restaurants on our phone while we're watching the show, and then I send them to myself. So that I can, like next time I go, I'm on my computer and I can just look up Pittsburgh and this stuff will show up. So
Food
that's
Network's really
something
good.
I do.
Google reviews, Yelp, but you got to take it with a grain of salt. If you a place like Yelp that you put look up your favorite restaurant on Yelp and see what the reviews are.
I guess then you'll know.
And
if
you'll
it's
know
actually like
if that's a good mix or
good
not.
gauge or not.
I know my favorite restaurants in Philly get slammed on Yelp, and it's like they have good food. And it's like, why do they slam them? So number 2, going back here.
So if you did your research or if you didn't do your research, another great resource is
Grab a drink at the bar.
at
your
your
hotel.
hotel. If you're staying at a
Or
hotel,
local
and
bar.
yeah.
And ask the bartender,
Excuse me.
dude, here's what I would do if I was coming to Philly.
Okay.
Dude, I hear everybody goes to Pat's and Gino's. Where should I really get a cheesesteak? You know what she'll say?
What will she say? She'll say, "Oh, don't go there."
No, she'll say, I'm vegan, I don't know.
Uh-huh.
No.
Depends on which hotel.
No, I really like Tony Luke's, or I really like,
We love Tony.
what's the place that sells the Jim's? Or there's this great place in Reading Terminal Market. The real best place for cheesesteaks anywhere is in Philadelphia area is the corner store mom and pop place.
It's your neighborhood joint that sells cheesesteaks.
Yeah, but and they all make it.
Pizza.
They all make it really good. The same thing with Chicago. They all have great hot dogs someplace. They all have good beef
They do.
sandwiches, deep dish pizza. I hated deep dish pizza. I can't talk.
Until
Until my daughter ordered one in Chicago, and I took one bite. I was like, "Oh my god, this is amazing."
that was really good.
That's not like any other deep dish pizza I've ever
I'm
had.
trying to remember the name of that place, but it was at the it was sort of it was at the mall at the water tower place,
Yeah.
and it was like in the
They
basement
put a new foodie place in there.
or lower level.
Yeah.
That was this really awesome food
Kind of cool.
kind of food court, basically. But
So
anyway,
ask
that's
the
where you get a
bartender.
deep dish.
Where do you go when you're not working?
Yeah,
Where
'cause
do you?
usually bartenders where to go.
We tend to stay away
For
from
good
the
food.
concierge. A lot of times,
Yeah, because they're trying to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
well, they're being spiffed by the local restaurants to
What was that?
spiffed.
Spiffed. That's a term I haven't heard before. Is that a Philly thing?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
getting a little kickback
They're
from
getting
the
a little
local,
kickback
local
from the restaurant,
restaurants.
so they're trying to sell you on a place that they know they're going to get it.
Yeah, hey Bob. Hey Bob, the doorman at the Hyatt said that we should eat here.
Or the concierge. No. So anyway, another. I
I
mean,
call
another.
the doorman. but
Another.
anyway.
Okay,
That's
another
where
good
I'm bad.
place to go.
That's probably why I get bad tips from them.
You think so? We're gonna get in trouble for this one.
But I will tell you, work with the concierge because sometimes we've had them give us tickets to stuff.
That's
Like,
true.
oh, you want to go over to SeaWorld? We got 2 tickets in our
Like,
comp.
here's 2 tickets.
And they're comp.
They're like, half
Here's $20,
day.
Bob.
Yeah, thanks. I'll pay 20 bucks for that.
Yeah, so
Yeah, the concierge can be your friend, but when it comes to restaurants, if you want to know where the locals go, ask the bartender.
yeah, you can ask the person at the front
If you're
desk, like
staying at a
kind of
hotel.
like the young person at the front desk, not the older established person. Ask the young. Hey, where do you go when you're here?
And I know.
'Cause she's
you're
making like
first. You're going to point out the
She's making like
restaurants that are at the
$30,000 a
hotel,
year, and
because that's her job.
Yeah.
Is to point out the restaurants. At
I don't
the
want to eat at the hotel.
And it's like, well, yeah, I want to step out, or I ate there last night. I'm going to go somewhere. Where should I go? So
we've had some great recommendations. I mean,
we have
oh
gotten
man,
terrific recommendations.
Santa Fe.
City we like to go to.
We actually
Lots
asked.
of really good restaurants.
We actually asked Jeff, the cowboy, when we went horseback riding because he lived in the
Ghost
same
Ranch
Ghost Ranch.
in Abiquiu. We asked him. Actually, I don't even know. Did we ask him for restaurant recommendations? He just gave us one.
And your parents live there, and they're not super foodie, so they had never been to this place.
Was that Delina or
No, the
was
first
that
one we went to.
No, that was Delina.
The market.
General.
The general store, the general market.
General something.
Phenomenal food.
Yeah.
And then
we go back there pretty frequently.
Yeah, and then they had this other place, Delino's.
Delino.
And we actually stumbled in there by ourselves. And the next time we went and we rode with Jeff again, and he's like, "Yeah, I have a new place for you."
Oh right.
And like we've already been there,
but
we saw the next day.
Yeah,
We'd already been there
restaurant.
once, and we went there back the next day. It was so good.
Anyway.
Yeah. So fallback.
Fallback.
If you can't find anything, go to your chain stores. I hate to say this, but go to whatever, if there's a Friday, if you like Friday, I don't like Fridays anymore, but a Capitol Grill or the hotels. And it doesn't have to be your hotel. Go to a Hyatt or a Marriott. They always have good food.
We hit Albuquerque one night when most of the local restaurants had already closed their kitchens, and we had just gotten in. We were hungry. We walked a couple blocks to the Hyatt. Great food, great bar scene. It was like, it wasn't amazing, but it was good.
So
it was like really good.
Earlier this year, while there were still COVID fears, Ashley and I went to, we were in Fort Lauderdale for an extended period of time, and all the restaurants closed at like 9 o'clock at night. They stopped serving at 9, or we had to get the last order in at 9 p.m.
Right.
And then we were flying home, and weather was really bad, and we got stuck. We sort of got stuck in Orlando, and it was like 5 of 10. So we went running from the airport to the local hotel. We didn't know if they were closing or not. Like South, both of Broward and Miami-Dade County had an ordinance that they had to stop serving food or stop taking orders at 9 p.m. So we didn't know. So we ran over there, and they were like, "Oh no, we're serving till 2 a.m. We're here all night."
Yeah, they were like, "Yeah, the kitchen isn't closed."
So
we're like,
we went up and got refreshed because we were on the plane for so many hours. We were on a plane. We're about a 40-minute trip from Fort Lauderdale to
the weather kind of
Orlando.
Got in the way.
We were on a plane for 5 hours.
But anyway, we went to the bar at the Hyatt at the airport, and
it was a great time.
It was a great.
Everybody at the bar had a Philly connection.
It was fun. We had a big fun group conversation.
We had
a bunch of people we didn't know.
We had a great burger. We had a few martinis. I had a few martinis. You had a few glasses of champagne.
It was lovely.
And
sweet man at the end of the bar.
The guy at the end of the bar, who I think I told the story before, but
he had such a good time.
8 people for 10 days or 2 weeks in Disney. You talking about dropping some coin? This guy dropped some coin.
Serious. But apparently, we gave him such a good time at the bar.
Anyway, we had such a good time at the bar. He picked up the tab for the entire bar. All the food, all the drink. Ours was probably, we had burgers and drinks, and it was like probably $160.
Well, we had a lot of drinks.
He picked it up. Anyway, it was kind of fun. But that's the local bar scene because everybody's traveling.
They're in a good mood.
They're in a good mood.
Everybody's from somewhere else.
Everybody's from fun. Well, we even go to the local bars here. We go to the local hotel bars here sometime in Philly, just to find out. Where are you headed to? Oh, we live here. Really? Yeah. Well, you never know who you meet.
Right. It's so true.
I remember we met.
Excuse me.
On my birthday, we were at a very nice 4-star hotel.
No, we're not having the story. No. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Be well. Oh my God. Dude.